SoFi is closed at 26.04, remaining above that $25 level. As we get the bounce here, the buyers step in right when they have to step in, and we continue on this uptrend motion. So today, I'm going to be analyzing if we should expect a continued movement to the upside after this very nice volatile movement out above that 25, trending to that 26.61, and if we should get that retest and go further, or if the sellers are going to continue to stay in this game, maybe seeing a little bit of chop here, or continuing to try to push us under this range, finding a bit of a pullback. All right, guys, kicking this off on the weekly time frame. If you guys have been keeping up with the videos here, we do see that SoFi has broken through a very important resistance level, that being that $25 level. We've seen in the past kind of come back up there after that IPO all-time high, reject, come up again, reject, come down further, create a long-term cup and handle pattern, that being around a 2.5 year of chop type of price action, not a ton going on there. Then we create that handle, go all the way down to that 852 level, and you see price skyrocket to the move that we are currently in, all the way from that 852 to now at that 2604 level. Just completely monstrous move, guys. We've seen nothing like this from SoFi. This is the strongest this stock has ever been, and the buyers continue winning these battles, right? We got held up a little bit after breaking through that 2073 level, saw a bit of chop, had a few attempts near that $25 level, rejected a few times, but we end up getting over that level, trending to at 2661, and now closing at that 2604. Looking for that retest of all-time highs, that being that 28.26. Looking extremely well here, guys. The fact that we got the bounce today, solidifying that the buyers are remaining above that $25 level and in that territory of $26. As long as we can really make a base and begin solidifying that 26 as support, trending up and up and up, we're looking nice for these all-time highs and possibly past that to around that $30 psychological level. All right, guys, turning back to the daily. So the most recent price action that we see is a little bit of a battle past that $25 level. So breaking it down for you guys, right when we got in this chop range after that overextended movement, we see a battle between 2073 and 2242, but we do see a premature movement and attempt of that $25 level. So we're chopping around here, chop, 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 gap up, try to reach that 25. Lots of selling pressure, tons of selling pressure. Just too fast of a movement, guys. A little bit premature there. And so we come back down. The sellers try to ride that momentum, breaking us under that 2073, but we buy it right back up, given that buying pressure. And we get gapped up, try to trend back to that level, but we top around that 2376. And you see, once again, the sellers try to ride off that momentum, gapping us down, trying to blow us past that range. But each time that we get a retest of that 2073, we hold up better every time. First attempt downwards, the most selling pressure, getting us all the way to this range. Next time we hold higher, next time hold higher, next time hold higher. So we do see an increase in buyer strength in this type of movement and chop range, which ends up leading us to a higher movement up. And so after we got that rejection there, we trend upwards in a bit of a different price action, find a nicer ascending profile, breaking through that 2242 ceiling with a very nice green wide bar, showing the buyers are in that power, shifting momentum into the buyer's favor. And then we do break that descending notion. So we got that big move up, smaller move up, but now we got a better retest, a little bit higher than last time, showing that we are breaking that descending notion and not confiding to that. We do get rejected, but we don't go back down to the floor like we've seen every single time. We remain in that ascending profile, and then we get a test right around that $25 level, that being that 24.91, where we do reject very hard. You see a engulfing bearish red bar, engulfing the last 4 days of price action, showing that these sellers were very strong around that $25 level once more. And that brings us down back within this chop range that we were in for some time. But instead of closing down there, you see the buyers buy right back up, remaining within this range. So lots of momentum that the sellers have, but the buyers do remain strong at the end of the day, not letting the sellers ride this momentum down, and we stay above that 22, staying in that range of 2376 and 2242. And then from that very nice noticeable buying pressure after that tougher move by the sellers, you see that the buyers really gain that steam. So we see that there's a ton of buying pressure. The buyers have gotten a lot stronger, and that leads us to 3 consecutive green days in a row. This being a very, very nice day here, roughly around a 7 to 8% move to the upside, showing that buyer strength. We haven't seen a move like this in a very long time. We've seen a very nice uptrend. We haven't seen a move quite like this strong, and that blows us past that $25 level. Do see a little bit of selling pressure there, but we continue our movement up past that 25, that being the most important resistance on the stock. And then after hitting that 2661 high, we do see a bit of rejection. This scared some people, right? I got a couple comments and a couple messages saying, you know, why is SoFi rejecting hard here? Well, this is normal price action. We're in a range we haven't tested in a very long time, so we do end up testing back with that 2491. So before this nice move to the upside, we do see that 2491 was that last attempt up, and so we changed our resistance into support. We get that nice bounce here, and today we see a very nice green wide bar, a little bit of selling pressure, but very nice reaction from the buyers, very nice bounce, and we continue to stay above that $25 level. So great price action, guys, exactly what you want to see. And now for the next few days, 2 weeks of trading, you either want to see buyers stem off this volatile move, continue a little bit more volatile to the upside, creating a higher high than last time, right, that being that 2661, and ultimately just start to lay a base, start to possibly stair step up to the upside, right? Sellers try to push us down, hold a bit higher than last time. Even if we do retest that, if we can hold that as strong support once again, that will solidify this movement, possibly get in a little bit of a chop range, right? You could be seeing a little bit of a flag and pull like structure, big move to the upside, pennant like structure, and a big squeeze out. Definitely not out of the question. Or you could just be seeing a very nice move to the upside, staying in that volatile nature, as we are very volatile right now. Volume is at decent levels, nothing that we saw in the past, but as long as volume can keep surging in here, we could be seeing a very aggressive and fast move to those all-time high levels. I want you guys to know, for my buyers short and long term, as long as we're above that 25 and we're remaining in a nice little base, we could just be chopping sideways, getting tight, boom, explosive move to the upside, or we could be seeing a bit of a stair step like pattern. So nothing to freak out about. If we do see a little bit of back and forth still, the buyers are obviously winning this fight. We are extremely overextended, as we see trending all the way down here. After breaking that really important descending type of range that we got into right here, guys, really volatile in that range, we tighten up, and that was the handle of the long-term cup and handle around that 852 being that bottom. Get that nice movement up, and since that 852, we've been on the rise, tighten up a bit at that range instead of being super volatile, and then we trend to the upside. Very nice move. That's where we find that chop range of 2073 and 2242. And buyers have just been winning these battles, right? There has been a bit of back and forth as of more recent times, but we still are on an extremely nice ascending profile. The buyers have really been picking up steam recently, guys. Great price action. Like I said, as long as we are above that 25, we are in a good spot here for the buyers. If the bears do gain control, you would have to push the price under that 24.91 and really under that 24.76 before seeing some real good signs, real good bearish signs. You know, we have a lot of nice support levels to go off of now. SoFi is a very reactive stock. It likes to use past resistances as support levels, and we've seen that time and time again with the stock, just like we saw right here with that 24.91. All right, guys, on the hourly, this is where we see that big move up, and we see a little bit of a pullback, much smaller pullback given that relative move to the upside. And we do find a bottom at that 24.91. So we're seeing a little bit of a double bottom formation, right? This wasn't much of a bottom since we had a nice move to the upside. Chopped around here a little bit though. Then we got that move up. Came back down right near that level. Found that bottom. Now we're trending to the upside. So you'd want to get past this rough level of past those $26 levels. And it would be nice to see this lay down as a base, guys, right? It doesn't have to happen right now. We could just be seeing a smaller pullback, move to the upside, but would be nice to see around that 2620 to 2630. Claim that as support, as this is a obvious resistance level right here on the hourly, and then continue trending to the upside. As we've been seeing though, the buyers have been winning these fights, so definitely could be a possibility in what we could be seeing, right? Breaking that previous high, continuing in that movement up, stair stepping up to those all-time highs of $28. As we have on the channel, our price target is all-time highs and then $30, guys. Like we said in the last video, I don't see a major pullback coming until we hit that $30 level. Can we go further than that $30? Well, of course, but at this rate, since we've broken that 25, guys, as long as we can keep winning these smaller battles, really don't see a major pullback coming until around that $30 levels. All-time highs will be an important range as well. But if we test those all-time highs, definitely do think that we go a bit further than that before seeing a major pullback. So watch that $30 level to get hit. That's our price target on the channel. In the short term, watch that 2630 rough level to get claimed as support, continuing to the upside. And as long as we are above that 25, more specifically that 24.91. We're in very good standing here for SoFi. So that's all I got for you guys on SoFi today. Let me know your price predictions in the comments below. What do you guys see this stock getting to in the short and the long term? If you guys want to see more SoFi videos on the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. As always, guys, trade smart. I will see you all in the next one.